Why narcissists love problems and hate solutions. Hello and welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to explore why narcissists love to create problems, but they hate it when you provide solutions. In order to set the scene here, we have to take a look at a narcissist's history and the patterns they display, and try to understand why they are the way they are. These people don't just wake up one day and decide to be the way they are. There is always a reason behind what they have become. And I'm not making excuses for them here. I'm simply throwing out some of my own personal theories as to why they might be like this. I do a lot of research for these videos, and the thing I keep running into, the common denominator, always seems to revolve around their childhood. That's where everything seems to start. A lot of them tend to have had parents that always dismissed them. They didn't give them any attention that they were hoping for. So as they grew up, they would try and figure out ways to get that attention. One of the ways they were able to do that would be to try and emulate other people around them. People they thought that were maybe special, popular, good-looking, and so on. They would try and act like those other people, hoping their parents would accept the new version of themselves they created, but they never did. They would continue this pattern over and over again, because by not choosing to actually learn those positive traits of others and being in that mode of pretending all the time, that pattern just stuck. They were never able to break that cycle. Just try and pretend to be something that you're not. It's got to be very taxing on your emotions and your ego. Think of all the times they tried and failed. No matter what persona they tried to adopt, nothing ever worked. And when this cycle kept going on, they ended up adopting the belief that they will just be miserable for the rest of their life. So they started thinking, if they're going to be miserable, then everyone they get involved with should be just as miserable as them. And now that they have drilled this belief system into their head, this is what they have chosen to become. There are so many things to talk about when it comes to narcissism, and this one really hits home for me. It's the fact that narcissists love problems. They are on a constant search for anything and everything negative, and it doesn't matter what the subject matter is. They will turn the most positive situations into something negative every chance they get. And one of the things they hate the most is listening to someone provide any sort of simple, positive solution to every problem they create. I talk a lot about going no contact with narcissists, and that is a very powerful tool to use when you're looking for some peace and quiet from them. But if you're in a situation where you just have to be around them, like in a work environment, or when you're in a social setting with friends, and they are around too, providing any solution to any problem will have them cringing with anxiety, anger, and frustration. Because the last thing a narcissist wants is a peaceful setting for anyone. They try their best to suck the air out of the room every chance they get. They're what I like to call a total buzzkill. So if you ever find yourself in situations like this, just start countering their problems with logical solutions. And trust me, the majority of their problems are concocted in their own heads. They aren't even real problems. And if you disagree with me on this, go and test it out for yourself. Instead of listening to their problems and agreeing with them just so they will shut up, challenge them. Provide a simple solution to every problem they bring up. When you use simple logic with a narcissist, they won't know how to respond, and they'll get irritated every time you challenge anything they say. They'll get that look of, "How dare you?" in their eyes. Because they know what they are saying is all just a bunch of made-up nonsense, and they only do this to create drama, anxiety, and fear in us. They want us to feel as miserable as they feel. So in my past experiences, I found it kind of refreshing to challenge the narcissist in my life. I just got tired of hearing all the doom and gloom, so I put a stop to it. I tried the no contact approach a few times, but I found that wasn't working like I had hoped, because there were a lot of times where I was forced to be around this person, and if I ignored them around other people, then those people would notice my silence and start asking me what was wrong. Instead of throwing the narcissist under the bus or causing some sort of uncomfortable scene, I had to figure out a way to work through this. And that's when I decided I was going to make a stand and start providing a positive and logical solution to every problem the narcissist would bring up. And just as I mentioned a minute ago, I would get that look of, how dare you challenge me? But the funny thing was, everyone that was around at the time seemed to appreciate me for speaking up and setting the record straight. What I started doing was what everyone else wanted to do. I could just feel it. And the only person that felt uncomfortable in the situation was the narcissist. What ended up happening was the narcissist slowly stopped talking about all those negative things around me. Hell, they pretty much didn't say anything around me anymore, because they knew I wasn't going to let them get away with it any longer. I finally stood up for myself, and you know what? I don't apologize for that. I chose to take the path of truth and facts, and when the narcissist figured out they wouldn't be able to get away with spewing all their negative shit around me anymore, they slowly faded away and found the exit door out of my life. So the main reason I wanted to put this video out is to let you know there's more than one way to deal with a narcissist, and we should be exploring all the options available. For me, this approach seemed to do the trick. When you get a better understanding of how narcissists operate, what makes them tick, it will open up more of these options for you. Different ways of how you can deal with them without things ending up in a total disaster. And when you experience something similar to what I outlined here, just start countering with the facts, the real truth, and provide a simple solution. All it takes is a higher level of self-confidence, and I know you have it in you. The narcissist will eventually tuck their tail between their legs and go find someone else they can sell their stories to, because one of their worst fears is to be called out on anything. They hate it when anyone contradicts their beliefs and their opinions. Hey, like I said, this worked for me, and I hope that if you decide to take this approach, it will work for you too. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, keep watching for the signs. Stay alert, be vigilant, be strong, be brave, and go live your best life today.